I'm looking at this video of a truck wreck up in Minnesota, and every year we have wrecks like this, and we used to didn't have wrecks like this. It's mainly because, you know, we have a lot of drivers that haven't been trained properly. That's part of it, number one. Number two, we have drivers in a rush because since they implemented the E-log, and this is something that they're not addressing, since the E-log, now, you look at this, and most of you have been out here for a while.
Yes, Tina.
You'll see this kind of stuff happens. Now, the problem I have with it is this. Since the implement of the E-log, drivers are in a rush now because we have a countdown clock. Now, granted, you know, we got the A2 split, the 7-3 split, and now you could take your 30-minute break, you know, on duty if you're getting loaded, that type of thing, which is cool. But it still doesn't stop the culture of drivers being in a rush. Ever since we started the countdown from the E-log's inception instead of how it was on the paper log, the accidents have went up at least 75%. Accidents like this have happened 75% more. And it's mainly because drivers are in a rush now. They're in a rush now because you even notice it at the truck stops. They're in a rush. They don't want to slow down for nothing. You got idiots taking their 30-minute break in the fuel island because they don't want to waste any time. Companies like U.S. Express, you move your truck at all, not even 5 miles an hour, but you move your truck at all, it kicks you on duty unless you sign into your PC. So, you know, it's everything up against us to push us into that unsafeness, that wanting to keep running fast and be fast and don't want to slow down. You see it on the highway. One driver don't want to slow down for the other driver to let him pass him. If he pass him, it take him 20 miles, 30 miles, whatever the case. But all that is because you slowing the trucks down, and then you giving them a time frame that they got to run in. Some of these drivers don't even, like, just to give you an example, you take a 10-hour break. Some of these drivers only getting probably about 6 hours, 7 hours of sleep. They got to take their shower and everything else and get themselves together. So soon as that time starts over, they got to be ready to ride. I've actually called companies, you know, just inquiring about a job, and they tell me, oh, well, you need to be ready to ride at the end of that 10 hours. At 10, you know, after that, you're 10 hours up, you do your 15-minute pre-trip, and you better be riding. I'm like, no, I'm not going to work for nobody that's going to require me to do anything like that. That's another reason that I'm on operator, because I'm not going to be held to no constraints like that. I'm going to do my best to get it there, but if I can't get there, it is what it is. And some of these companies there, you know, you late one too many times, whether it's traffic, you just couldn't make it. If you was tired and you had to take a nap, whatever the case, they'll fire you. And I just feel like that's trash, because we already out here dealing with so much with DOT. DOT wants so much from us. They harassing us out here. Now, granted, there's some of them that don't need to be out here as far as the way they keeping up their trucks. But stuff like this is caused from all the implementation of the E-log, from the way that some of these drivers being trained. And one thing that I always say, the CB plays a key role. Drivers do not want to believe that they need the CB, but stuff like this wasn't happening when they was using the CB on across the board. You never seen nobody having no 100 truck wrecks. The first 100 truck wreck I had ever heard of was in some fog in Beaumont, and that was 2012, 2011. That was before the E-Log. Before that, you wasn't hearing no stuff like this. It had to be, conditions and so on. This is just my opinion. But if you pay attention, chances are you'll believe what I believe.
I got a trap girl. I ain't tell you. I'ma talk about me, then I'ma talk about